So how do massive, complex organizations not just manage, but truly master the colossal amounts of information they generate?
Yeah.
And then how do they actually innovate, at lightning speed using cutting-edge technology?
It's a fundamental challenge, isn't it? It really defines success today, and yeah, that's exactly what we're undertaking a deep dive into right now.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're venturing into two worlds that seem quite distinct, but are actually, well, incredibly connected. First up, we're going to unravel the fascinating evolution of Johor Corporation, or J Corp as most know it, a really significant Malaysian state development institution.
Right, we'll track their whole journey from their sort of deeply rooted historical missions all the way to their pretty ambitious digital transformation that's happening now.
And then we'll pivot. We're going to unpack these powerful concepts, knowledge graphs and their symbiotic relationship with artificial intelligence, especially large language models, LLMs.
Yeah, and we'll show you how these technologies aren't just buzzwords. They are fundamentally revolutionizing how organizations understand, leverage, and frankly, even grow their own knowledge base.
So our mission today is to connect J Corp's really impressive strategic journey with these advanced technological concepts. We want to show you how principles like knowledge management, AI, robust data structures like knowledge graphs, these aren't just abstract ideas from, research papers.
Exactly. They are practical tools,
Yeah.
actively driving real-world growth, resilience, efficiency. By the end, you'll hopefully see this intricate, almost choreographed dance between organizational strategy overhaul and bleeding-edge tech innovation.
Okay, to do this, what have we got? We've pulled together quite a rich tapestry of information for you. We've got J Corp annual reports spanning 2018 right up to 2023. Give us a pretty candid look inside.
And we've also got insights into Malaysia's broader digital leap that gives crucial context and, of course, a collection of cutting-edge research papers and articles. Knowledge management, AI, knowledge graphs, it's a goldmine, really.
It is, and we're here to extract the most important nuggets for you. So let's get into it. Part 1. The reinvention of Johor Corporation. J Corp was incorporated way back in 1968. Came out of the Johor State Economic Development Corporation enactment.
And their foundational mission, it's famously encapsulated in Membina and Membela, which translates basically to wealth creation and wealth distribution.
Right, and what's interesting here is that wasn't just a slogan, was it? It seems like a genuine dual mandate that deeply influenced, well, pretty much every strategic move they've made since.
Absolutely. That dual mission really sets them apart. It embeds the sense of both economic purpose and social responsibility right from day one. They operate with three major roles: principal development institution, driving state economic growth, and importantly, contributing to public well-being through corporate responsibilities.
And the governance structure sounds quite unique, too.
It is. The chairman is the Johor chief minister, the deputy chairman is appointed by the sultan, and the board includes representatives from the state civil service. So yeah, deeply integrated with state objectives.
That unique structure with the chief minister, the sultan's appointee, it really seems to embed J Corp right into the state's vision.
Yeah.
So how did that strong foundation fuel their initial growth and their diversification?
Well, it was pretty remarkable, actually. They started with, a relatively modest RM 10 million loan from the state government.
Yeah.
But by 1988, just 20 years later, their group revenue had soared past RM 1 billion, assets over RM 1.11 billion.
Wow, that's fast.
It really demonstrated rapid strategic growth. And they didn't just grow, they diversified aggressively. They acquired the plantation company Kulim Malaysia Berhad, became a major player there, made a key strategic investment in private healthcare, KPJ Healthcare Berhad, which is now listed on Bursa Malaysia, operates, 32 hospitals across Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Bangladesh.
Yeah, it's huge. And beyond those big ones, their diversification really went into some surprising areas. They developed these massive industrial zones, Pasir Gudang, Sinai Free Trade Zone, attracting hundreds of entrepreneurs.
Key infrastructure.
And they've owned such a wide array of well-known companies. Stakes in KFC for Peninsular Malaysia, Pizza Hut of Malaysia, Ayamas, even Marua Amos, which does pawnbrokering.
Yes, quite the range.
And public bus services too, Penwar Express Line. It really makes you appreciate the sheer breadth of J Corp's historical footprint. Like, they had a finger in almost every pie in Johor.
Exactly. And that sprawling, incredibly diverse empire, while clearly successful for a long time, eventually led to a critical strategic pivot. the J Corp 3.0 transformation.
Okay, J Corp 3.0.
Launched in early 2020, really a direct response to the changing corporate landscape, the need for streamlining, for focus. They dramatically shifted, went from a staggering 298 disparate companies.
298.
Yeah, down to a much more focused structure. Just 4 core verticals: agribusiness, wellness and healthcare, food and restaurants, and real estate and infrastructure. It was all about consolidating and optimizing.
That's a huge consolidation. Given that scale, what were the tangible results?
Yeah, right.
Financial, I mean?
Yeah.
Did they see an impact quickly?
The financial results were, pretty significant. Validated the strategy, you could say. By fiscal year 2023, J Corp's total net assets surpassed RM 10.8 billion. RM 10.9 billion specifically, and total assets hit RM 25.1 billion.
Okay, so significant indeed.
It's not just growth, though. It's a testament to how strategic restructuring and focus can unlock immense value.
And digital transformation is clearly a cornerstone of this J Corp 3.0 strategy. Their goal is to become a value-driven organization. They finished the first 2 phases by 2022, enhancing connectivity, modernizing hardware, deploying strategic digital platforms. What's next for them digitally?
Well, now they're moving into an AI-driven phase 3, leveraging their own J Corp Analytics and J Corp AI platforms. We're talking real-time data analytics, blockchain, machine learning. It's very forward-looking.
Right.
Their investment policy even positions J Corp as a venture builder, looking for near-term investments in high-growth sectors, which ties directly into Malaysia's ambition to be a digital hub. Johor, for instance, is really emerging as Malaysia's future data center hub.
Ah, the Sidnak Tech Park, Step B.
Exactly. STEP, already spanning 1,400 acres, hosting 7 international data center players, and there are plans for STEP East and West designed with sustainability in mind, which is key.
That whole strategy sounds incredibly ambitious, really demonstrates their commitment to, well, future-proofing. But even with grand plans, organizations face immediate realities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how has this repositioning actually translated into recent performance? What challenges have they hit?
Well, it's a bit of a mixed picture, as you'd expect, reflecting global economic shifts. In food and restaurants, KFC is still a very strong brand. Won the Putra Brand Award in 2020, recognized by YouGov, but their sauce manufacturing arm, RFI, saw sales dip in 2020 because of COVID.
Makes sense.
And Pizza Hut faced real challenges in 2023. Still grappling with the pandemic recovery, plus surging supply and raw material costs. It highlights the volatility even in established sectors.
And what about agribusiness? That's a core vertical now.
In agribusiness, Kulim had some losses in its Indonesia oil and gas division back in 2019. Though their subsidiary EA Tech's profit before tax recovered that same year, showing some resilience. Kulim's also looking smartly at converting group land to increase value through property development, diversifying within the vertical.
Okay.
And Johor Plantations Group even commercialized a biomethane plant in 2023. That shows a clear focus on sustainable, innovative practices.
And real estate. They aim to enhance long-term assets, land banks, warehousing, and build intangible assets like branding, IP, digital capabilities. But I imagine the market's tricky there.
Definitely. The property sector in Johor has faced significant oversupply risks. You might have heard about projects like Forest City contributing to a high property overhang.
Right.
So J Corp, through J-Land, its real estate arm, has to manage developments very carefully, phasing them, tracking market signals closely, trying to avoid getting caught in a glut.
So overall, J Corp's journey shows what? Impressive adaptability, resilience, especially navigating the post-COVID recovery, the focus on cost optimization, strategic investments. It's all very clear. A really compelling real-world example.
Absolutely. An organization navigating complex shifts while trying to reposition for a very data-driven future.
Okay, let's transition from J Corp's story, part 2, the core of knowledge. When we talk about knowledge in an organizational context, it's much broader, deeper, richer than just data or information, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's complex, multifaceted, inherently involves human action, and it exists in both implicit and explicit forms. That's a crucial distinction.
Explain that. Explicit versus implicit.
Sure. Explicit knowledge is the stuff that's documented, codified, easily transferable. Think manuals, reports, databases. This is the primary fuel for AI systems, the information they can directly read and process.
Okay.
Tacit knowledge, though, that's different. It's in people's heads, their know-how, their experiences, intuition. It's often transferred through observation, imitation, practice, much harder to capture digitally.
Which brings us neatly to knowledge management, or KM. And you should think of KM not just as like organizing files, but creating a kind of living, breathing brain for the organization.
That's a good way to put it.
It's critical because, look, in today's world, if you can't quickly find, use, and learn from your own knowledge, best practices, customer insights, past mistakes, you're just at a competitive disadvantage. It's about making sure valuable know-how doesn't just walk out the door when someone leaves.
Exactly. Or sit unused in some siloed department. First-generation KMM was mostly about information integration, retrieval, the supply side, we call it. Second-gen KM embraces both supply and demand, really focusing on accelerating new knowledge creation, driving innovation.
And organizational memory is key here, the stored history.
Totally. KM curates that memory, and AI provides incredibly fast access to it. But crucially, KM practices validation, curation, governance frameworks. They're essential for mitigating things like AI hallucinations and bias. They act as the quality control layer.
Okay, quality control. This is where knowledge graphs, KGs, come in. These are databases storing info as a network, entities or nodes and relationships, the edges. Like product X is part of category Y.
Right, but here's the real insight. Unlike rigid, table-based databases, KGs excel at revealing the complex connections between different pieces of information. They sort of mimic how our own brains link ideas.
Which lets organizations uncover insights, answer questions that were maybe impossible or just incredibly time-consuming before.
Precisely. And why they're essential, beyond typical databases. Well, they focus on relationships. The real world is interconnected. They allow for intuitive modeling. Diagrams are natural, make complex data accessible.
Flexible, too.
Very flexible schema evolution. They adapt as your data changes, no costly overhauls. And they support really complex queries, finding paths through connections, and integrate diverse data sources seamlessly.
The applications sound incredibly powerful, leveraging those connections.
Oh, they are. Logistics route optimization, really effective retail suggestion engines, fraud detection. We looked at some sources showing users of graph databases like Neo4j seeing staggering improvements.
Like what?
Like a 2,000x increase in design test speeds, a 1,000x improvement in fraud detection. That's not just theory, that's real-world impact.
And for AI systems specifically, KGs provide that source of truth, context.
Vital context, yes, which significantly reduces hallucinations. Some studies show up to a 90% reduction in critical errors because the AI queries validated facts from the graph rather than making stuff up.
How do they work differently, storage-wise?
Well, native graph storage is the most efficient. It fundamentally stores information based on its relationships. Each piece of data sort of knows its neighbors already, makes navigating complex connections incredibly fast, like following pre-laid paths instead of searching a giant unorganized pile.
And the query languages reflect that.
Exactly. Languages like Cypher for Neo4j are relationship-focused. They mirror those pictorial representations, making it intuitive for humans to work with, too.
Okay, so KGs provide this incredible structure and context. How exactly do they combine with AI, especially models like transformers, to create something really powerful for an organization?
Yeah. Yes, the synergy. That's the core of it. Let's start with transformer models. Relatively new, incredibly effective AI architecture, based solely on attention mechanisms, gets rid of older, complex structures.
Those are good.
They've shown huge breakthroughs. Machine translation, for example, setting new benchmarks for accuracy, fluency. They're the backbone of many advanced AI systems today.
But the real game changer for enterprise AI is this thing called retrieval augmented generation, or RAG.
Yes, RAG. This is where AI models like LLMs are augmented with external knowledge retrieval. So before generating an answer, the AI fetches relevant facts from a trusted source like a knowledge graph, and then uses that info to formulate its response.
So it grounds the AI.
Exactly. Grounds it in explicit organizational knowledge, ensures traceability, accuracy, and significantly reduces those problematic hallucinations everyone worries about.
Which raises the question, how do we ensure AI is not just smart, but reliably smart, verifiable?
Right. That's where neurosymbolic AI comes in. This approach cleverly combines neural networks good at statistical learning, pattern recognition, the intuition part, with symbolic AI, like rules and knowledge graphs, which provide explicit, verifiable facts.
As to both worlds.
Kind of. Robust pattern recognition plus logical, verifiable reasoning. It mimics how human experts use both intuition and explicit references.
The impact of AI on KM itself sounds profound then, amplifying knowledge sharing, delivering it just in time.
It can summarize vast amounts of data, spot hidden trends, explain complex concepts, generate code, power smart chatbots. But yeah, challenges remain. Hallucinations are a major concern.
But KGs and ARG are the key mitigation strategies there.
Key strategies, yes. Forcing the AI to rely on validated facts. Ultimately, the quality of an AI system boils down to how it handles knowledge. Having the right data and context, evolving its knowledge base, and aligning AI intents with what the organization actually intends.
And practically speaking, implementing AI and KGs effectively needs solid data management.
Absolutely. KGs are powerful because they integrate data from previously siloed sources, customer records, product catalogs, policies, creating a unified view. Metadata is also crucial. It provides grounding context, helps filter, prioritize information for the AI so it knows what's most important.
And you can't forget the infrastructure side either, the behind-the-scenes engineering to handle massive data loads efficiently.
Right. Optimizing memory use, distributing data smartly across systems for performance, scalability, especially with huge data sets. It's about building that robust digital backbone to support these cutting-edge capabilities.
Yeah, okay, let's tie it all back together. Part 3. J-Corp's digital future through the lens of knowledge and AI. J-Corp's clear commitment to that AI-driven Phase 3, using J-Corp Analytics, J-Corp AI, it really shows they understand the need to process huge amounts of data for, well, informed decision-making and operational efficiency.
It's a direct strategic alignment. And their focus on cybersecurity, that 2023 Digital Cybersecurity Framework, secure cloud storage that's not just good practice, it's essential infrastructure for implementing AI and KG systems securely.
Right, foundational.
And what's particularly insightful is how Johor's strategic positioning as a data center hub, especially with STEP, directly supports the physical infrastructure needed for large-scale data processing, AI operations. It's a critical enabler for the very technologies we've been discussing, building the platform for their digital future.
And J-Corp's role as a venture builder for these new high-growth sectors, robotics, drones, AI tech, in its smart eco-industrial townships like IB Tech, that shows a proactive approach, applying these capabilities beyond just their own internal operations.
Indeed. They're investing in the region's future, enabling the whole ecosystem. J-Corp's evolution itself, from that broad conglomerate to focused digitally driven verticals, it mirrors the principles of effective KM, identify core competencies, streamline operations.
Okay, so the restructuring reflects KLM thinking.
In a way, yes. Just as KGs integrate disparate data for better decisions, J-Corp's strategic shift and digital initiatives aim to unify and leverage its vast assets and operations. Think about the challenges their food and beverage sector faced during COVID-reduced intercompany sales.
Yeah.
This is exactly where AI and KGs could offer transformative insights. Imagine a KG mapping their entire supply chain. Ingredients, logistics, inventory, customer demand signals. And AI, using this knowledge, could have flagged disruptions early, found alternative suppliers, maybe optimized inventory in real time, moving from reactive to proactive data-driven adaptability.
That's a really powerful concrete application. We saw that source, superficial AI, emphasizing that the real winners are those who craft AI as knowledge systems, not just data systems.
Right.
Requires robust data integration, skilled people to translate AI insights into action, and real human-AI teamwork. That's precisely what J-Corp's transformation needs to embody to capture the full value.
And good knowledge governance becomes absolutely paramount in this AI era, ensuring policies, roles, processes are in place for the knowledge constantly generated and used by AI. That includes validating AI output, setting clear rules for sharing info. It maintains trust, accuracy, accountability.
Building a framework for intelligent decisions, not just automating tasks.
Exactly.
Okay, let's recap this deep dive then. We've journeyed through the dynamic transformation of Johor Corporation, seen how a large-scale institution strategically adapts its core businesses, embraces digital innovation, and simultaneously we've explored the profound impact of knowledge graphs and AI, foundational tools for managing, understanding, leveraging organizational knowledge in ways we couldn't before.
Yeah, and your aha moment today, hopefully, is this. J-Corp, as a real-world entity, is actively putting into practice the very principles of KM and AI infrastructure that are being rigorously developed in research labs and academia.
Theory meeting practice.
Exactly. You can see how the theoretical benefits, KGs, reducing AI hallucinations, optimizing operations, are becoming practical necessities for companies striving for efficiency, for innovation. It's that meeting point of grand strategy and practical tech.
So your key takeaway here is clear. This convergence of strategic business transformation and advanced data tech like KGs and AI, it isn't just for the tech giants anymore. It's a fundamental shift for any organization looking to make better, faster decisions, reduce risk, and truly become well-informed.
J Corp's journey really underscores that investing in your organization's knowledge infrastructure is just as critical today as investing in physical assets, maybe even more so.
Which leaves us with a final thought. As AI becomes more deeply embedded in how companies operate,
Yeah.
will the organizational memory become so intertwined with AI systems that the line between human knowledge and machine knowledge just blurs, creating truly knowledge-driven entities that can learn and adapt at unprecedented speeds?
That's a big question. What does that actually mean for how we define organizational intelligence in the future? Something to think about.